My name is Dr. John Harmon, and I get to be your host tonight, along with my good buddy, Savvy Vargas, as we explore this wonderful new wearable health technology called the X39. I want to start off by saying, even though I am a doctor, I'm not making any diagnoses tonight, and this product is not intended to either diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. If you have a disease, you should consult your doctor before starting any new kind of protocols or regimens for treatment. Well, we got that out of the way. Now, I want to give you, just before we get into this wonderful testimonial from Roberta, I want to give everybody just a little bit of background about this 15-year-old company called Lifewave. We are in 100 countries. We've been around, like I said, for 15 years. We were clipping along at about 50 million a year in sales. And I have to tell you, everybody, we are now in exponential growth where every month is a new record. And last month we were at 18 million. So this is no small thing that you are looking at tonight, and you have a chance to actually kind of get involved in the stem cell industry. But I'm going to tell you what the big difference is. We're not selling stem cells, somebody else's stem cells. David Schmidt, the owner and founder of the company, is a very unique individual in that he is a scientist that also has a business degree. So he runs the company, he's the owner of the company, the CEO, but he's also the inventor of the patch. Now, this guy, I don't even know how people think of these things, but David Schmidt invented a way to combine some organic crystals, some amino acids, salts, and oxygen into, not that those things are going to go into your body, but act as an amplifying reflector shield. Let me explain that. Our cells are talking to each other all day with biophotons. If this is news to you, our bodies are made of energy and light, and they communicate through those means. David Schmidt figured out, if I put this little patch, and I'm going to show you what it looks like right now. It looks like a little Band-Aid. If I combine those in that and stick that on the body, it selectively amplifies and reflects back into the body certain frequencies, very select frequencies that then in turn do different things in the body. This X39 stem cell activating patch, we'll get to what the connection is there, actually elevates a substance in our body that turns on different pathways. And I'm going to give you the name of it right now, and you can look it up online. There's literature online. It's rich with literature about GHK copper peptide. So it's called the GHK copper peptide. Don't get confused and think that the copper is toxic and I'm going to get copper toxicity. It's a natural occurring thing in our body. Our body makes it. The problem is, as we age, our ability, for some reason, starts to decline. We can't make as much of that. And by the age of 60, it's gone by at least 60%. And we don't make it anymore. Well, here's why that's so incredibly tragic. Our body uses that substance to fix and repair 4,200 of our genes. You heard it right. 4,200 of our genes. Well, what does that mean? Our genes, anything that happens in our body has to be told to do it by one of our genes. It signals to start doing something. This is why some of you, when you use this patch, you're going to have life-altering health benefits, health changes in the first 4 or 5 days. It has to do with which genes got fixed, and it happens really quickly. Other benefits: rapid increase in wound healing, liver protective. It has an effect on the brain where it increases memory within a week. You start to see memory change, memory benefits. Better coherence in the brain. That happens to be my field. That means the brain is able to talk to, side to side, front to back a lot better. And on and on and on. But here's why it's so important. And this is why we call this the stem cell activating patch. One of the functions of that GHK copper peptide is it turns back on a little factory that makes stem cells and resets the stem cells we have back to a younger state. So they act as if they were many, many years younger. And by the time and part of the problem with this, with the stem cell connection, why they're so popular and people are getting injected with somebody else's stem cells that came from an umbilical cord of a recent birth, that person's stem cells are getting injected into people. Why this is so popular is by the time we're in our 70s or 80s, most of our stem cell activity is gone. And so all of a sudden, now you have an increase in stem cells. For those of you who don't know what they are, what are stem cells? They're the little fix-it crew. They go around the body and they float around in your bloodstream and they fix things. Hey, you need a little help here. I'm going to become this cell. I'm going to do this. I'm going to help you accomplish this. So that is the key to staying younger as we age. So the GHK copper peptide all by itself is the anti-aging peptide, not just with what we say, but all throughout the internet, all throughout literature. There's a lot of stuff about GHK copper peptide. So putting this patch on for 12 hours a day. Why do we wear it only 12 hours a day? There's a phenomenon called attenuation, and that means that you get a diminishing amount of benefit by leaving something or doing something to the body. Is it good to work out? Yeah, but it's not good to work out. And you see this with people. I've seen it my whole life. I see people go to the gym every day and they're on the elliptical for an hour and a half, and they never lose any weight because their body has become habituated to that. So keep that in mind when you're wearing these patches, that this is why we take it off after 12 hours, so our body doesn't get used to this. And then it's a new thing the next day. We activate, we regenerate. Tonight, you're going to have a chance to get with the people who invited you to the Zoom call and either start using this patch or decide, this is a project I want to put my heart and soul into, and I want to help people. I want to help get people better. It's been my goal in my practice since I started. My goal has always been help people live out their life's fullest expression. You're going to hear from somebody tonight who was not living out her fullest life's expression, and I wanted her to tell us when Savvy is interviewing her at some point how that has shifted for her. Because truly, that's what it's about. That's what we do. It's helping people get better and be able to do the things that they want to do and live out their life without being bedridden and have to stay home and have somebody come and visit you instead of you get to go visit them. That's what we're all about. I do have to say, I mentioned that I didn't have a big shift right off. I think my big shift came at 2 months. Huge shifts in my gut health. And the thing about gut health, those of you who've suffered, when your gut gets better, you don't notice anything. That's the thing. Well, what did you notice? Nothing. I didn't notice the bloating. I didn't notice this. I didn't notice that. When your gut gets better, you just don't notice it. So that was mine. And then at about 4 months, I had a huge shift in my heart health. And someday I spoke about it on one Zoom. Maybe I'll do it another time. But then my hair started turning brown, and everybody talks about my hair getting browner, and it truly is. And somebody reposted a video, and this is going to be the last thing I say. A video I did in April, and I got tagged in it, and people were like, it's almost like I'm getting shamed on social media. They're saying, "Oh, what's wrong with Dr. Harmon? Oh, that's an old video. He just didn't look like himself." And truly, my skin has changed and my hair has changed. I looked at that video and I said, "Oh my gosh, that was me in April." And it's quite a contrast. So I'm really thrilled